What's up, Variant Nation? Thor: Love and Thunder has officially hit theaters, and many of us have been wondering what surprises the movie may have in store. For instance, with the introduction of Zeus, will we get Hercules? That one seems likely. With the introduction of the Necrosword, will there be any mentions or hints at Null? That one doesn't have much of a chance in my opinion. And then there's probably the biggest speculation amongst fans, which is if or when Marvel will officially introduce Beta Ray Bill into the MCU. I say officially because he's already been teased in Thor Ragnarok, so we know we're gonna see him at some point, whether it's Thor: Love and Thunder or somewhere else. But while the questions about Love and Thunder will be answered this weekend, we're gonna break down Beta Ray Bill's comic book history, whether he appears in the movie or not. Because in our opinion, he's one of the best and most interesting characters associated with Thor, and honestly, among Marvel's strongest characters overall. I also want to give you guys a quick update on Variant the podcast because we came back for one show and we're gone again. Well, believe it or not, most of the team members here at Triune Films, including Arris, have been out due to another round of colds, flu bugs, some COVID, and I'm pretty sure at this point demons. Regardless, as a result, we're currently coming off another 2-week run of massive schedule disruption, and yes, no podcast. But thankfully, everyone is finally starting to feel better, and I've brought a full-time exorcist on staff, so things are on the upswing. So I'm sorry for yet another delay on the podcast, but I'm hopeful we'll be back on set giving you all our take on Thor: Love and Thunder next week, so keep an eye open for that. Now, let's jump into the history of Beta Ray Bill.
Beta Ray Bill first appeared in the Mighty Thor issue 337 in November of 1983. He was created by Walt Simonson. As for why he came up with Beta Ray Bill, Simonson has been quoted saying, and I quote, "I wanted to start fresh, and I thought a new character would be the way to go on that. My thinking was that comics are short form, and one of the things mostly true about comic characters are what they look like. I designed Bill deliberately as a monster because I knew that people would look at it and go, oh my god, it's this evil guy. I deliberately wrote him so you weren't sure in the beginning if he was a good guy or a bad guy. I chose the name for its alliterative qualities. Originally I was going to call him Beta Ray Jones, because I really wanted a common name. My feeling was Bill was every man for this alien race. I deleted Jones because there was too many Joneses floating around the Marvel Universe." End quote. Simonson has gone on record saying that he created Bill to be another character besides Thor who would be able to pick up Mjolnir. But now that you know a little bit about Simonson's thought process behind creating Beta Ray Bill, let's take a look at his comic book origin. Beta Ray Bill's origin is given to us in Mighty Thor issue 337 through 339. In issue 337, we see Nick Fury and Donald Blake take off in Fury's flying car. Nick Fury says, "Sorry to grab you so dramatic like, but we need your help fast." Blake asks, "What is this, Fury? Why's the director of S.H.I.E.L.D.?" Fury then finishes his sentence saying, "Need an ordinary sawbones? I don't. I need your other half." Revealing that he knows Donald Blake is Thor. Fury continues to say, "Look, Doc, I'll level with you. We got an emergency on our hands like we ain't seen before. Only one guy I know of can maybe handle it, and he packs a hammer that makes our latest weapons look like Tinker Toys." Blake asks, How did you find out?" Fury replies, "It's my job, remember? I'm supposed to know stuff. But you got my word, nobody else in or out of S.H.I.E.L.D. knows what I know." Fury then takes him to the S.H.I.E.L.D. helicarrier where he has Sitwell brief Thor saying that they spotted an alien ship, unlike anything we've ever seen before. In layman's terms, he continues to explain that this ship might be a threat and they need Thor to go check it out. So Thor does, but when he gets close to the ship, its defenses start firing. Thor then uses his hammer to break a hole into the ship and check out what's inside. But as he's walking inside, checking out what's going on, a mysterious monster thing grabs him by the face. Then a few pages later, we see this monstrous hand throw Thor across the ship. With Thor thinking, what manner of being is this who so cavalierly tosses a god of thunder about like a bale of new mown hay? We see Beta Ray Bill for the first time within an issue saying, "Rise up, demon, you have pursued me only to find death. And when I am through with you, you will welcome it. I am called Beta Ray Bill." The two then start fighting within the ship, which causes them to damage the survival and weapons systems, causing the ship to land on the nearest planet. Thor then drops a hammer, causing him to revert back to Donald Blake, with them eventually crash landing on Earth. With Blake out of commission due to the crash, Bill looks at Thor's hammer, saying, "The demon's weapon, the hammer he wielded so powerfully, it could be my only chance to save my mission. But where? What's this? A stick? The hammer has vanished." He then picks it up and hits it on something as he transforms into Thor, saying, "I have the power." The stick was the hammer, and now I could feel the power of the demon himself added to my own, powerful enough to shake this planet to its foundations. At this point, Bill sees Nick Fury and S.H.I.E.L.D. coming in on a tank, and he throws the hammer and destroys it. He says, "Awake, you demons. Your own weapon is about to be turned against you. Stand where you are or feel its power." You guys know we have tons of display posters around the studio because we seriously love their stuff. These are high quality metal art prints that are extremely durable and ridiculously easy to hang. Last week we showed you how we use displays to give life to a plain wall, but these new Thor themed posters are going on our variant set. Each display metal poster comes with a mounting kit and guide, wall stickers, and magnets. You just line them up where you want to hang them, apply the magnets to the wall where instructed on the guide sticker, and mount your poster. It only takes a few 2 minutes per poster and there is no hammer or nails needed. Displate also works with some of the most talented artists around the world, giving you a massive amount of poster options, including officially licensed art from Marvel, DC, Netflix, and many more. But the choices don't end there. You could also choose from 3 different sizes, a matte or gloss finish, and even pick your frame option if you choose. Not to mention, Displate partners with Trees for the Future to plant 1 tree for every Displate purchased. So we're rocking some awesome art and adding some green back to the planet. Go check them out and start your own Displate collection. Just click our link in the description, and as a bonus, for a limited time, Displate is giving the Variant Nation 25% off your purchase of 1 or 2 Displates, or 29% off your purchase of 3 or more Displates. The discount will automatically be applied at checkout. But remember, be sure to use our link in the description to start building your own collection of Displates with a great discount. This leads us to issue 338 of Mighty Thor, where Beta Ray Bill is brought to Asgard along with Thor by Odin. It's here Bill explains who he is to Thor and Odin. He tells them, "Listen well then, lords, and I will tell you my tale, the story of Beta Ray Bill. Mine is an ancient and noble race that has lived in the heart of the galaxy from time immemorial. We built our cities in the burning skies and danced in the sunlight. For long ages we dwelt there in harmony until without warning the core of our galaxy exploded, destroying much of our civilization. The survivors were forced to flee, for as time passed, the remaining galactic core grew hotter than we could withstand. I alone was chosen by our leaders to be the guardian of the Exodus, and so I was changed to suit my task. Our scientists took the most ferocious carnivore of our empire and bioengineered it to produce a warrior of surpassing skill and strength. When all was made ready, my soul was fitted to the body and I became the protector of my people. I was given a warship to ride, the Scuttlebutt, who has become my companion and my friend. But we had not food enough for all our people in the great fleet necessary to carry them to safety. So they were locked in cold sleep, and on 10,000 ships, we fled our ancestral home. It was well that Scuttlebutt and I were prepared for what we found, that our fleet did not travel alone. Scarcely had we left burning regions when we were attacked by a host of demons unknown to us till then. They came out of the fiery core and on our heels and harried us and destroyed those they caught. Scuttlebutt and I fought them until our people had drawn away safely. Then we fled and escaped, but the demons turned and followed us. I sped on ahead of the fleet searching for sanctuary and finding none. The pursuit still goes on across countless light years. They are slowly overtaking us, but we cannot find a haven. Now I have found a weapon that may protect my people for all time, and I am loath to give it up, especially as I have won it in fair combat." After Beta Ray Bill reveals this, Thor replies, "It was not Thor thou did defeat, but a mortal shell." Odin then interjects saying, "Be still, my son, he has a point. Yet truly, mighty Bill, the combat you speak of was not entirely fair. For my son was under the handicap of a spell that I myself created many years ago, bound up in this very hammer. So Odin is like, both you and my son have claim on Mjolnir, by your worthiness and your need. Therefore, let this issue be decided in single combat, as is the way of warriors. Do you both agree?" They both do, so Odin strips both of their enchantments, saying they must fight with the power of their own arms and nothing else. The two then fight for the last half of issue 338, a fight that Bill wins. However, Beta Ray Bill refuses to kill Thor. Then while recovering from battle in issue 339, Bill tells Odin, "I am deeply troubled, my lord. For myself and my people, they need the power of the hammer desperately. But my heart misgives me. Though I have won this battle, is my claim to the hammer's power established forever, or only until I myself meet some stronger challenger? The hammer was forged in the beginning of time to be carried by Thor alone. My victory does not alter that, nor permit me to forget it, and in truth, I could not bring myself to slay Thor, although such was the established condition of the contest. Is there no way out of this dilemma of honor and need?" So Odin basically says something to the effect of, "You have proven yourself worthy to wield great power, as well as being a noble warrior, so I will give you a gift to save your people, but the responsibility might kill you." Odin then has the dwarves of Nidavellir create a new hammer for Beta Ray Bill. It was made from the same Euro metal as Mjolnir. The process was so intense, Eitri, the king of the dwarves, was brought on for assistance alongside the other dwarf blacksmiths so they could forge Stormbreaker. During the forging, Odin struck the hammer with the full force of the Odin power to achieve their purpose. As Odin says, only thus can the magics we desire be locked within the Euro metal forever. Beta Ray Bill then is told, "You must reach into the molten pool within and remove that which you find there. The gauntlet will protect you. Make haste or the moment is lost." So he reaches in and grabs the handle, and when he does, he says, "The power, it flows into me. I am changing." And bada boom, the enchantment is once more Beta Ray Bill's, who now has powers and a look similar to Thor, becoming one of Thor's greatest allies. And just like that, you have Beta Ray Bill's origin. So now, let's move on to story arcs. As for Beta Ray Bill's story arcs, he's had a bunch over the years, but let's talk about a few of our favorites and some of the more recent and prominent ones. First off, we have Stormbreaker, the saga of Beta Ray Bill, which was a 6-issue miniseries from 2005. The series is a continuation / crossover of the mighty Thor Disassembled. In this series, Bill finds himself as the last survivor of Asgard, as Thor Disassembled saw the total destruction of Asgard and even Thor's death. The story puts Beta Ray Bill against Galactus and his newest herald, Stardust, not Cody Rhodes, although that would be hilarious. It's a really interesting series where Bill sees how Ragnarok has affected Asgard. Plus, Stardust is a pretty cool villain. Beta Ray Bill and Stardust fight in issue 3, and it is epic. Then the story kind of connects to the 2009 Beta Ray Bill God Hunter storyline. It was a 3-issue miniseries, but the trade also includes Secret Invasion Aftermath Beta Ray Bill, the Green Eden. In any case, the story arc once again puts Bill up against the Devourer of Worlds and his herald, Stardust. They meet up once again in issue 1 of this series. As Stardust is about to destroy yet another planet for Galactus, Bill shows up saying, "Nay, Herald, slave of Galactus, your master's feast ends today." Stardust then replies, "Beta Ray Bill, your arrogance knows no limits. You come alone to disrupt Galactus's holy communion?" They then continue to fight throughout issue 1, and then once issue 2 rolls around, Beta Ray Bill comes into confrontation with Silver Surfer in an epic battle, mind you. It's an epic 3-issue read that has Beta Ray Bill go head to head with Galactus and his heralds. Then in issue 2 of Donny Cates' Thor title, we see Beta Ray Bill come into confrontation with the new herald of Galactus, Thor. In issue 3, Bill says, "I know this is not you, brother, and I will have my vengeance on Galactus for corrupting your honor." As he starts to attack and fight Thor, but this is now the most powerful version of Thor up until that point. So he backhands Bill down to the planet and then comes down saying to him, "I possess the power of a herald of Galactus, as well as the powers befit of the All-Father of Asgard, all added to my own. In the past, you and I have fought and been equal. This will not be that." They continue to fight throughout the issue until that one moment when Thor chucks the hammer at Beta Ray Bill and he catches it. Thor tries to summon it back, but Bill won't let it go. So Thor says, "Fine, I'll use another," as he summons Stormbreaker. Thor then takes Stormbreaker and smashes it on top of Mjolnir, shattering Bill's hammer. Long story short, Thor tries to make it up to Bill in issue 7 of the series. He makes Bill his second in command and master of war. Bill says, "Well, I will need a new hammer." Thor then says, "I thought you might say that," as he shows him the armory. Thor says, "Choose any instrument you like, or 2, or a dozen, or I will have the dwarves make you something to your liking." The events of this spin off into the 2021 5-issue Beta Ray Bill miniseries, where we see how Beta Ray Bill is adjusting after losing Stormbreaker. But in issue 3 of the series, Scuttlebutt, Bill's sentient ship has transformed into humanoid form and reveals that she made Beta Ray Bill a new weapon, an axe. She says, "I know you have plenty of weapons and I know you are on your way to get a new one, but I thought maybe you could use something special on your journey," which is an epic cybernetic axe that works alongside Bill's cybernetic enhancements. But it doesn't stop there. In issue 5 of this series, the finale, we see Bill travel to another realm so he could lay claim to the enchanted sword Twilight. But to do so, he has to defeat its owner, Surtur. Beta Ray Bill finds the Twilight sword and pulls it out of a stone all King Arthur style. He then proceeds to use it to chop off Surtur's head. The sword was made by Surtur and it's incredibly powerful, and it's now wielded by Beta Ray Bill. It's his most current weapon at the time of shooting this episode. But with that said, let's take a look at his powers and abilities. As for Beta Ray Bill's powers and abilities, he has essentially all the powers and abilities that Thor has, such as strength comparable to that of Thor. He's also incredibly durable to the point where he has nigh invulnerability. The dude has fought Galactus and several of its heralds on more than one occasion without much being faced. He's even taken blows from Thor and Thanos. But it doesn't stop there. He also has superhuman speed, superhuman stamina, and is excellent in hand-to-hand combat. He is one of the greatest warriors in all of the galaxy when it comes to melee combat and unarmed combat. He's essentially Thor's equal. Where he differs is he has an alien physiology. Bill is a Corbinite cyborg, which makes him tougher, faster, and stronger than everyone else in his race. Again, much like Thor for the Asgardians, minus the cybernetic enhancements. But with that said, let's move on to reading recommendations. Check out Stormbreaker, the saga of Beta Ray Bill Argent Star, Beta Ray Bill God Hunter, and the 2021 Beta Ray Bill series. And that's gonna bring today's Thor episode to a close, but if you enjoyed this video, check out this one right here. And if you like all of our content, be sure to like, subscribe, and comment. It always helps us grow. But other than that, I'll see your lovely faces next time when I talk about all things comics.